Hey, how's everybody doing today? Happy Monday. Anybody want to come out and play? Who's around? Gonna wait for some people to jump on. Hope everybody had a good week. Can't believe we're almost to the end of, gotta put my volume up. Almost to the end of, what is it, what month are we in? June? 4th of July next week. Just gonna let some people jump on. I'm gonna actually tell a pretty cool story that happened. Oh, everybody's had a week. New moon's coming up though. Gonna be doing another new moon live, or a full moon. I'm sorry, full moon's coming up. Gonna be doing another full moon. Hopefully, once I do the work on this one over the next couple days, it'll be a lot better than what our new moon brought. Just waiting for some people to jump on. Jen, did you go speak with the doctor? Out of curiosity? Where is everybody today? Jen and Ash are here. Yes, July will be good. A Shapiro came on, but a Shapiro went off. There's Kat. Hello, gorgeous. I got to hang out a bit with Kat and her babies today, which is really cool. And she sent me a picture of, hi Renee, sent me a picture of the jewelry. I'm actually going to post it, a truly one-of-a-kind piece that I actually woven. It's a choker that goes around the neck, but it's a wire choker that's been woven. Hello, Megan and Jacqueline. And has a, all 7 chakras in a pendulum that I wove into the necklace. So it's a custom piece. And actually, when I was creating the piece, because I've done so much work with, I've actually worked with Kat's daughter. And when she was, I guess, 2 years ago now, Kat, my goodness. And then I've worked a ton with Kat. And I also have, hello, Curvo, and I've also made them a ton of jewelry, which is really cool. And they have so much of my jewelry. So, I'm so blessed. So I'm actually going to start by telling you a story, if that's okay with everybody, because it's so important to know that you really do have access to the other side. Okay. And it's extremely easy to get there if you allow yourself to open up and just work a little bit. I already know that there's another side. I know it. Hi, GoMab. Oh, thank you very much. She said they love every piece. Because I talk to spirit. I work with spirit. I connect with people who've crossed over and bring families closure and give information when the information comes through. The funniest thing is, and this isn't the story, I had done a session last week, which was amazing. It was an amazing session where I actually, one of our people's on here, Rachel, is pregnant with her 3rd child. And she wanted to do, because we actually had started doing the sessions to create her womb to be ready to make a baby. And literally, I have been with her since the beginning of her process, working on how to, the crystals to use and the things to do to get pregnant, the things to use when you are pregnant, like the crystals and stuff. She's had a couple miscarriages because she is high risk. She's got a very rare blood disease that could cause her not to be able to carry, hey Miriam, it's been a minute, carry a baby. And then, and I've actually had been able to be in her baby's lives, which are great. So, her little Roger, who is just an amazing, he really is. He's an indigo, I'm telling you. And little Rio, little feisty little man, he's still young. And now we had done a few of the journeys for her to get pregnant. And hi Miriam, and to prepare her body for the process. And then unfortunately my stepmother had passed away and I had to go to Jersey. But when I talked to her, I couldn't work with everything going on. So when I talked to her midway, she's like, we don't need him. They worked. I go, what do you mean? She's like, because we actually did 2 journeys, and then we prepared her womb, okay, and cleansed it and prepared it from everything. And then she goes, I got pregnant. We got pregnant earlier than supposed to. I said, I told you. So last week she wanted to do, I did a session with her, a reading with her. Well, where have you been? You know, where have you been? I've been thinking a lot about you lately. And we did a journey last week. Okay, and you have to understand, when I take you on journeys, some people have to call them guided meditations because that's the only way they can really grasp what they are. You know, like, okay, I'm going to do a guided meditation, yada, yada, yada. No, these are not guided meditations. These are legitimate journeys where we actually cross you over, okay? I actually cross you over the veil, and I'm with you with spirits and guides, which means your body is put in a healing position, okay, where you're being fed and nurtured and healed while I take your spirit, and you're completely safe, just so you know, completely safe on the other side. So I have people that actually sit with people. I do mediumships all the time, but then I also do sessions where people can go and sit with people who've crossed over if they're in the vicinity, okay? And the coolest thing, or we get to travel back, travel forward, which is really cool. Oh, I'm so glad. That's awesome. So, in fact, I'm getting ready to do another series of journeys where I'm taking, because the last 7 have been work, where people had to really, really go deep within and had to go through things to be able to move forward. So, you know, those are really serious ones, you know, the ones that are the work. So after they did the work and went through everything and really have come so far, we have one more left. Next week I'm going to be starting a series where it's called Quantum Jumping. We're going quantum, which means I'm taking you back. So it's a mini back thing. It's not like doing a past life regression, but we go back, we go to the Akashic field, we go parallel dimension, we go future, and we go up, crossing dimensions. So I figured I needed to take them on that magic carpet ride after going through all of that hard work that they did. And it's a little bit of fun. Okay, but last week I took her on the journey, and I was so excited because the babies she miscarried were there, and they came back. And the most phenomenal thing is she got to meet her new child, and interact with them and talk to them and actually see a little bit of the future when the baby's here. And what was so amazing about when she connected with the baby that was in her belly, you know, yeah, that one will start next week. We have one more this week, and then the other one starts next week. I go with you on the journey, so I'm there. So I got to meet the baby. I get to feel the joy and experience it. So it was so cool. So we went through that, and I had done a reading for her in the beginning. Okay, so now we have to deal with some of these issues that we need to deal with. And we want to end your night on a good night. So let's deal with all the shit first, and then we'll take you on the journey, and then you can go, you know, go to sleep and rest, you know, encompassed by your baby, you know. And the funniest thing is I was like, just so you know, your grandfather was there, because she was hearing doo-wop music. She's like, the journey music is going, Elena, and I'm hearing this crazy doo-wop music, okay? And I don't listen to doo-wop music. And I said, your grandfather was there. She goes, oh my God, that makes sense, because that's the music he used to love, and he died a very long time ago. Now, I am very close to her father, and he's one of my best friends. And I said, yeah, your grandpa's hanging out with this baby, trying to make sure that everything goes well, you know, trying to add a little bit of protection there, and is always with her babies, which is great. But a lot of times, he does stay with her dad. But he's a very magical being, Dave is. Why wouldn't I be comfortable with Dave knowing stuff? He doesn't know more than I know. So I don't know why I wouldn't be comfortable. He's a very magical being, and I really enjoy Dave. And I wish I actually have gotten to work with him. I haven't gotten to work with him yet, so that would be fantastic. But the thing is, what was I going to say? My brain just went dead. So her grandfather was there. And then the funniest thing is, I said, he's not going anywhere near your dad for a while. She goes, why? She goes, he doesn't listen. He tries talking to him, giving him messages. He's blocked off right now. He's not listening. So I'm not wasting my time. I'm going to come over where I'm appreciated. And absolutely, everything I do is a journey. Some things I have to call meditation because people who've never done it before are going to feel more comfortable with the meditation word than the journey. And, oh, Dave, that Dave? All right, we'll talk about that. I have no problem working that Dave. I thought you were talking about somebody else. Bring Dave, please. Bring Dave. That would be amazing. And what does Dave... Bring Dave. Bring Dave. That would actually be amazing. I've actually wanted to try to work with him, but I didn't know how to. I need to get Dave. Now I realize what Dave. So I said, he said he was going to stay with you, Rach, and be where he's appreciative. Okay, I would love being Dave. I thought you were talking with our other buddy. Was he a mortician? I can't remember. So she went and she's like, she's so funny because my dad, you can't even talk to him right now. And then the funniest thing is he then talked to Rachel a few days after our session, and basically Rachel gave my message to him, and I think it was Alex, and then and said, your dad, he's like, I've been trying to talk to my dad, he hasn't been around, he and I all of a sudden, asked him for a sign. Like, he finally asked his dad, and like a couple days later, he like threw him a dime, because the dimes always come from his father. And then she said that, yeah, he was in my journey when I was meeting my baby, and he said, you're not listening to anything he's saying, so he's going to be where he's appreciative till you could start appreciating him. All right, so that's that story, because it was actually, yeah, I was like, I wasn't sure who you were talking about. Dave, I would love. Dave needs this. This would be an amazing thing, and Dave is a magical being in his own way. He's just really a baby. Yeah, but take it slow. All right, take it slow. I know you can't go live, which I'll get to that. But back to the whole point, and then we'll get going with this thing. I do so much work. I do readings, I do life path, I do career, I do matchmaking, I do soul retrievals, past life regressions, future life regressions, future life progressions, next life progressions. I do dimensional work. I go ghost hunting. I do energy healing. I go and remove bad things from people in their homes. I teach. I do astrology. I mean, there's so much work that I do. Okay? And a lot of times when it comes to journeying, I don't take the time for myself. Okay? Oh, I can't wait to see that. The Reel from Austin. But so I do all this work and really working on trying to heal with people, and I really do go when people are in trouble and rescue them, literally go down some dark alleys that most people wouldn't go down. So I took the time this week and I'm like, I need to journey. I've missed it. So, and I just have music that I play that I journey with, and amazing music. And the most amazing thing is, and I go in like that. I go in, I can go in, and it's funny because I walk both sides of the veil. So I can be there and then be aware of everything around me, but still be on the other side, which is really cool. I actually like being able to do that because then I can never get caught by surprise. And, well, he really likes you. We're going to get to this. I want to tell the story because it was really cool. What happened? So I go in on this journey, and I'm laying there. I have my incense burning, my candles burning. I have the fan going. My eyes are covered because you really want to try to do some type of sensory deprivation, So I have a thing that I cover my eyes with that I actually use with people when they come here and work with me. And I went into this journey and it was amazing. Like everybody would normally think, oh, she went to the beach. Oh no, I didn't go to the beach. I went to, I actually went to, it was like a big forest, like a big rainforest, but it wasn't humid. You know, big tall trees, and you could see the light falling in through them, the plants on the ground, and this gorgeous dirt path. But it wasn't like dirty dirt, you know what I'm saying? And I start walking, and I'm going down this path, and all of a sudden, I see these two boys and a little girl. Okay? So they came up to me. The little girl was hiding a little bit behind her brother. And the most I knew who they were, I recognized them. In this journey, because you guys know I'm a mom and I love my babies more than anything. You know, I have 5 here and 2 that I miscarried, and evidently there was another one floating around there. Okay. And they come up to me and they recognized me and they were like, Mom. And, you know, the one little boy, he was, I guess, well, he wasn't little. You know, it actually showed them in there of what their age would have been now. Okay, so my one son, Mason Carter, who I had miscarried when I was 6.5 months pregnant. This is just, I actually journey every day so I can go be with them. It's amazing. He would have been 23. He was before Lexi. And then I got pregnant with Lexi right away. My son, Jean Michel was actually going to be his name, but Jean Michel, he was, he would have been right now, I'm trying to think, because I miscarried him, he would have been 12, he would have been turning 12 this October, because he would have been born October 26th. And then there was this little girl about 4 years old. Hi, Mike. And it was amazing. I mean, I cried. I'm in this journey crying. I was so happy. I was hugging them, you know. And I'm looking at this little girl. I said, I know you're mine. And I'm thinking, did I miscarry and not realize I had miscarried once before? Is she meant to come to me? Or is she going to be one of my grandchildren? Because I always knew I have one more. Like, I know I have one more soul that's directly attached to me. Now, if I end up getting pregnant now at 52, I'd be cool with it. I'd be so excited. But it could be a grandbaby. She could be choosing to come with a grandbaby. You know what I'm saying? As a grandbaby coming into my life. And it was amazing because I got to talk with them. You know, they've always been with me. You know, and it was just so neat. It was such a gift that I got to be with my babies, you know, and to know I can go there. And they said, we've always been with you and we're always waiting. I said, I know you've been with me, but to actually be able to see you and hug you and kiss you and just talk to you about things. And then, so that whole journey, I just stayed with them and played and things like that. You know, was playing with them and talking to them. I went back I journeyed the next day. Ended up, because I don't ever have intent to go, but now I automatically know when I go, the first people that I'm going to see is going to be them right now. So I was so excited. Went back into the journey, got to see them. Then we were going for a walk, and I was just like, you know, I wanted to spend time like I do on Earth when I'm by my children, even with phone calls. I wanted to spend time with each one individually and talk to them. And I said to Mason, I said, listen, I said, I love this forest where we come into, because I really do love nature. I love the forest and the trees. There's magic in it, but I also love the ocean. I said, but I know we got to be around a beach somewhere. So he goes, yeah, all we have to do is walk up and go down the path. So it was really cool because I got to go down and sit on the beach with him. And we got to have a very in-depth conversation and talk. And about some pretty serious things, you know. because of what actually happened, what caused his miscarriage. Unfortunately, it was because I was 6.5 months pregnant, and people know that my husband actually had ended up being very sick and was on a lot of medication, and he used to beat me, hence the dent in the forehead, the chips in the teeth, all that other fun stuff. He had actually beaten me really bad, and that's how I miscarried. Mason at 6.5 months, the uterus, the sac pulled away from the wall, so it ended up being an amnio or whatever it is, abruption, because of that. And I went to the emergency room because I didn't feel him anymore, and I just knew. And then I went into the hospital, and they told me that he was gone, and I was going to have to deliver him. They were going to have to bring me in because he was way too big for me to miscarry. I'm sorry too, believe me. There's a lot of stuff you guys don't know that I've gone through. And I had to carry him for 3 days before they were able to take him. And my husband didn't come with me because he couldn't face it. Didn't come with me, and a lot of the stuff that happened with him is really truthfully because all the medication they ended up putting him on that caused it. So he actually talked to me about that, believe it or not, and brought it up. So we had this amazing conversation. Then this little girl came, which I'm going to say she's absolutely 100% my daughter. I know she's been my daughter before, but then she came. And she was playing. So it's going to be interesting because I know she's coming. So we're going to see, is she going to come to me or is she going to come to one of my children? I'll know her energy. So then she came, and then the interesting thing is my son, Michael, came. And he said, Mom, there's somebody waiting for you. And I looked at him and I go, okay. I go, where? He goes, I'm gonna take you to the path, but you have to go by yourself. So now this is where the story gets good, okay? So I'm like, all right, and you're gonna come back and be with your brother and sister, right? And he said, yes. So, I hugged him. I said, play a while, because evidently you haven't brought her down to the ocean enough, and the ocean is, the ocean is my spirit animal. So I walk and talk with with John for a little bit, and we're holding hands, and he gives me a big hug. He's like, don't worry, we'll be here. We're always here. So I knew, because I actually was journeying to just connect with spirit for myself and for answers, and not the kind when I'm driving, where I'm actually going and spending time on the other side. So I'm walking through this path, and all of a sudden I see somebody looking and walking directly. You know how you'll be walking a path, and then there'll be trees over to your right and left, but the trees, you can tell somebody's walking and looking at you. So I could sense this presence. And the funniest thing is, and it was amazing for me, regardless of what your faith process is, the man existed. He did. Out came Jesus. And he hugged me. And, was talking to me about some things. And I got to walk with him. And he goes, this is your heaven. And I looked at him. I go, what? He goes, come, I'll show you. So I'm walking with him, and all of a sudden, I was talking, so this was for a while, I was having conversations, and then he tells me that everybody is there. Everybody is there and has been waiting, okay? And I go, and I do so much work with past life and future and people that cross over, so this was very important for my work and part of my soul contract that I signed at my creation. So I walk down, and there's this most amazing town, like an older town, like a village. And even though some people I didn't as far as recognize who they were there, I recognized everybody there when they came up to me and realized who they were. So this town was filled with my family, my soul family. Now you have to realize we are here many lifetimes. So you go into life and you leave life and you go to this place. Okay, and it really, and all I could think of him, I looked at him and I go, that's interesting. So Om Seti, that Lady Dorothy, she was right with what she said. And he looked at me and he goes, yes. Now, a book I would recommend that you all read is a book called Om Seti. It's about an English woman who was an archaeologist and obsessed like I am with ancient Egypt. Okay, and what she did was she went over. She had got married and it didn't work out for her, but she had a baby and he grew up, and then he just started, she just started, digging. She was an archaeologist and she was obsessed with Osiris and his temple. And, she really focused and dedicated her life to that. And when she was working at the site, it was an amazing thing. Okay, this is twin flame stuff, guys, twin flame. She had been with Seti. That was her guy. Okay, and she was back in ancient Egypt with him and they had been together. Okay, so, and that was her true love. That's why she could never find the relationship here she really wanted, because her spirit never let go of that connection. And that's why she was obsessed with ancient Egypt. So, hey, Amy, so he used to come to her in her dreams. So she laid with him. Okay, so we're going to call it, she came to him, and they had supernatural sex, let's just put it. Om Seti, yes. So, I said, and then I was talking to Jesus on this journey. I went on a journey and went astral, and I got to meet my 3 babies that I miscarried, and one that's actually evidently coming. And in the physical, yes, in the physical too. And he had explained to her, everybody's heaven is different. We go over, when we die, we cross over, but it's like hallways, and we get, so like, there's a temple, like for him it was like a palace, a temple, okay? And the people that were in his life went there. But you kind of walk your hallways, and then you have to be reincarnated again. And you kind of come back until you're finished, whether you're supposed to be here till like the end of time, or whether you get to go home at some point. Everybody has a different soul journey. But you go home to this place. And this was the place there waiting for her. So I was absolutely, because everybody's like, what's heaven? What's this? What's that? And the funniest thing is, by this beachside town that had that beautiful forest there, like that rainforest there, which makes sense. Jesus led me to this town, a filled, bustling town, like a more old-fashioned one, with people in the street, and somebody making bread, and somebody else carrying water, and somebody else was building something, and there was a store, and people were saying hi to each other, and very happy, and taking care of each other. So then, I looked at him. He goes, they've all been waiting for you. This is all your family. This is where they go. If in spirit, your kids were on the path, and then you'll run into different guides on the path because they're your guides actively working. And then you have the rest of the family that might be in the town, and then they'll venture out when you need them. So this, I'm telling you, if you're here, you're within my soul family. So I saw your home on the other side. Okay? So that is, they're waiting for you, kind of thing. And it was so amazing. So I got to move through town, and everybody was so excited to see me, and I connected and I recognized everybody. And then I'll never forget, and this was even more powerful. And he basically said, they can either stay, or they can go jump back in, or they can go on a little vacation kind of thing. When we were walking to the end of the town, I saw some people on the sides that were hurting. That I could tell were hungry, didn't have a place to be. So it's realizing that it's another universal thing. And I looked at him, I said, if this is heaven and everybody's happy and waiting to go back, I said, who are they? And he said, those are the people who suffered some kind of severe trauma in their life, some sadness, people that might have been addicts or committed suicide or things like that. People come and they actually try to help them, but they keep themselves trapped right here. And this was very important when I heard this. And he said, so these are some of the people that couldn't accept what was going on. You know, some people that have crossed over that I've talked to that have committed suicide or were in a bad shooting and things like that, they're fine. You know, they adapted and they would have been in the town kind of thing. But these are people that were kind of stuck, trying to figure things out, not sure whether they're going to go in town, if they're going to come back. And it's not that they're not welcome in the town. They're allowed to go in the town. People go and try to get them to go in the town, but they don't want to yet. So they're preparing themselves to get ready to kind of come back. So it was really interesting to see that. And I said, but I can't have this. My family can't do this. So it was interesting. So I went up and I started talking to an old man. He looked old to me, but I'm going to say he's in his 50s. And what happened is he had overdosed. And I looked at him. I said, it's okay. You know, and I spoke with him. Absolutely, we can. And I said, well, I'm taking you home. I'm going to take you home. I said, well, I'm not standing for this, and I'm coming back. Which is really cool, because now I can access this. Whenever I journey on my own, I can go there. I've done it all week, which is great. I get to go home all week. So I turned around and I picked him up and I walked with him. And at this point, it's like, you know, Jesus had led me into the town. He's like, I'm going to let you explore on your own kind of thing. And he, you know, we had a big, huge conversation, which was magnificent. And I took this man. I said, let's go home. And he trusted me and he grabbed my hand and I took him to one of the houses that I instinctively knew I can leave him with. And I said, listen, I said, I have to leave. I can't stay right now. I don't live over here. I'm still working on the other side. I said, I need you to help him. And I looked at him. I said, it's okay. Going to get better here. These people are going to love you. This town is going to love you. Give them the opportunity to help. And where I'm going to work on the other side, and I'll be back. So I left him at this house, and oh yeah, I'm still helping. Of course I'm helping. It's what I do. It's just what I do, and it's my work. It's why I was born. My leg fell asleep. Oh my goodness. So I turned around and I left him there, and I knew he was going to have clothes and things like that. And then I came back and I got to see my kids really quick again and say goodbye to them. And I said, don't worry, there's going to be times where I come over and I'm journeying, but I can't hang out and play because I got things I got to do. There's some places I need to go. And that's not the town, because that was their town too. Other work that I'm doing, like dimensional work and stuff. I said, but, you know, which was really cool. And then I came back and I wasn't crazy because I saw them the first day. I got to go see, but it was really interesting. So I need to tell you, don't lose hope. Don't let anybody make you think that there's nothing on the other side. You know, heaven, you know, people, you know, religions will pick this thing, you go up, heaven is different to everybody. I would really read that book, Om Seti, because there's a really good explanation, and it was so interesting that I was brought to this place and I'm like, wow, that was my heaven. That was my home. You understand what I'm saying? Which was fantastic, like the place on the other side. And everybody was there. And I have to tell you, your loved ones who may have crossed over were there. And you're in my soul family. So they just come and go in lifetimes. You know, and then ultimately we actually transcend and ascend higher when we actually finish up, let's just say. But there's a little bit, quite a few more years before that time comes. But we all get to go together. We all get to go to the same place, which is fantastic. That is an amazing journey. Like I said, that wasn't a journey. That's just, when I journey, I literally just find my flow and I listen to music and I go. It's wherever spirit takes me. So I can definitely... yes, Brat, you're so funny. I saw your people because your people are my people. You know what I'm saying? Initially, Renee, when I read that message, yes, he did. He did. He did, honey. But when I tap into his energy, he's okay, which is nice. He is okay. He had been suffering for a little while. He actually was suffering for quite a while, and wasn't intentional. Okay, like so many of these amazing beings. But yes, he did overdose. But his energy, it's like when I said that, he immediately said, but tell her I'm okay. Tell her I'm okay. Tell her I'm here. Tell her I'm working through things. But I'm not coming back for a while. He's not coming back for a while. I can't believe my leg fell asleep. He's not coming back for a while. So, but it was very important because when I gave you the message, it was hard for me to, those messages for me to give on a live are a little bit more rough because that's a little bit more intense and entailed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Very personal, very emotional. And I can't exactly finish the process of what a mediumship would be. So that's why I sat there and I hesitated. I'm like, am I going to answer that question right now? But immediately when I got the question, you asked the question, I got the answer. And then, but immediately he wanted me to tell her, but tell her I'm okay. Tell her I'm okay. He suffered inside himself emotionally, okay? But he said, just make sure that she knows that I'm okay, you know? So, you know, and is he with his son? Yes, I get that he is with his son, which is also a very good thing. You guys are funny today. But like I said, if you want to, I still have some of those time slots available. If you really want to do a session and connect, I can do a deeper dive on it. But I hope that gave you a little bit of solace, you know, a little bit of peace to know that he's okay. Wasn't intentional. But he had been suffering for a little bit, for a while. You know, he was hurting mentally. But he's okay now. And he just said, I ain't coming back anytime soon. So he's going to stay on the other side. He's going to stay in my town for a while. Let's just put it that way. Because if he's connected to you, you're my soul family. So, you know. But yeah. Okay? All right. You're welcome, Renee. Yeah, he was. He was hurting really bad. He was hurting for a while, and he was trying to self-medicate, and it just didn't work out for him. It just did not work out for him. Amy, do I have any messages for you? Oh, this is funny. You want to know what I got?
Are you cool enough in here?
Yeah.
Want me to leave the AC on?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be on the deck for a couple.
Okay. You really want the answer what I got immediately? This is gonna be fun. I gotta do this, Amy. Amy is and became my absolute best friend, one of my bestest friends. Amy, you got to come on. You coming on, Ames? Or no? I'm not even seeing what you're saying, Josh. I'm going to have to do a deep dive with you. We're going to have to go into this. Amy, where are you?
I'm here. Hold on. How do I turn this around?
How's your hair?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to do this. So this is, everybody knows all about Amy. Amy is I worked with her in the beginning, and I'm a white light Reiki master, but she's my master. So I actually went through that process with her. And the interesting thing is I also owned a gym, and she used to come, and let me tell you, like, not only did I work with her spiritually and do readings and stuff for her, but I also kicked her ass royally. And when I tell you she couldn't grip because she gets boxer's paw, I said, we can get around it. We can get around it. I can fix this because I can work around anything. Ames, what did I do to you? This is a good story. What did I do to you the first time I made you work chess?
I don't remember. All I remember is by the end of it, they were calling me the Kraken.
Okay, the funniest thing is I had a cable machine at the gym.
Oh,
She couldn't
God.
grip that. Remember? You're remembering?
Yeah.
Now she's going to laugh.
Yes, go ahead.
What happens at the Phoenix
Yes.
stayed at the Phoenix. So she's like, what are you going to do? I had straps and everything. I said, I got to tie you to the pole.
Right. Yes.
I said, we can do chess, but I can't have you pull away with the weight. So I got to stabilize you. So here's poor Amy. She's sitting there, and I have her tied to the pole with straps. I got things strapped around her wrists so she could literally do like pec flies, bicep curls. She could do push downs. But like when you do a push down, you really have to be able to stabilize. So I had to have her back on the pole, and so she didn't fall. And people walk in, they're like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, we're doing chess.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't want to hear if you.
just a past life thing. Yeah.
I go, you may have a disability, and I cannot get around that. I can get around everything. You got a problem, we can. And she couldn't box like she wanted to. She could kick because she could only do it so much.
Right.
So, but it was really cool. But Amy's
Right.
the one that I have. She would come. I do a reading, the first reading, and her marriage was basically over. I'm like, dude, this thing is done. We got to do this, this, and this. So I'm telling Ames what to do. We're coming up with a plan. She's like, no, 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 no. I'm just not. I know it's not working, but I'm not ready yet. Every time she'd go through a couple months, and the universe bitch slapped her, and every time harder. Okay. So then she turns around, and I remember it was before she was going to Hawaii. And Big Dummy was going to Hawaii with her. I'm like, why are you bringing him to Hawaii? Because she had like a timeshare in which she was doing a big thing over there with Reiki with certifications. And I go, oh, well, I don't know if you were thinking it possibly was going to work out, whatever the hell was going on. But she takes him. I said, no, you need to start the process now. I'm telling you. She goes, I'll worry about it when I get back. I'm not ruining my vacation. She goes and tell them what happened when you were in Hawaii with Big Dummy.
Yeah, well, it wasn't working. The whole vacation was a mess. And I said, why don't you stay a couple days? We'll talk about it. No, no, no. So he flew back with my son. I come back. He broke his foot. And in my head, I heard, ask him if he went to an attorney. And he had gone to like 3 attorneys while those few days that I was gone. So,
yeah, and I told her, I said, you want it? When you're going through a divorce, you really want to be the one who files. It gives it actually gives you better standing, and more control. And she comes back, and she came to me for a reading. I go, you get it now? Yeah. I'm like, you get it now? She goes, I know. But the universe, because of everything that happened, had bitch slapped her so, hi Neil, had bitch slapped her so low that I'm like, we could dig out of this hole, but they're just making you work for it because, if you come to somebody like me, I miss and I love you fierce too. When you come to somebody like me, and I give you information, it's direct from source, so it's like you're getting it in, so universe gets a little annoyed. We're giving her chances every time we're bitch slapping her a little bit, and she comes back, she gets her, well, we'll work through it this way. And then, so, everything's good as gravy. She's getting along going, and now Amy's going through another thing where the universe keeps bitch slapping.
And it's not like I can't hear things for other people, but for me, it's apparently I'm deaf.
Yeah. So it's so funny. She goes, okay, fine. Okay, fine. And I'm like, well, I can't make you do shit. I can't make you guys do anything. I can give you information, tell you, when you don't do it and trouble comes, I can help get you out of trouble.
Right.
I'm like, but I can't make you choose. I know you're like that sometimes. So when you said to me, all right, so do you got anything for me?
Oh, no.
Guess what they said?
What'd the spiritual mafia say?
Grow up.
It's nice. Very nice.
And after I sit there and I tap into the energy, now let's get a little serious. But Amy and I have years, I think we have history from 2012, I think. From 2012.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, because that's when I was above you before I got the studio next door.
Yeah, right.
Yep, it was 2012. So the funniest thing is when I tap into you, they said, you need to grow up. They said, first, grow up. I mean, there's not even you need to, just grow up. Okay, you can do that to them. You already know what's going to happen. And then, you know what I just heard from them that? Excuse my Jersey. They said, let her try to fuck with us. So they're gunning for you.
Oh,
Spirit's gunning for you to do what you need to do.
That's
okay.
nice.
Which means, if you don't do what you need to, then some things are going to come and hit you hard. You'll recover from them, but they're going to make sure that you see. They said you know exactly what you're doing and that you know some of the best things aren't best for you.
Ah, okay.
So you're not deaf, you're not blind, you just don't want to.
Right.
You just don't want to let go of it. You just don't, and there's not even any fear involved. And I know you know what I'm talking about. I know what,
Yes.
Guys, we filter sometimes when I do readings, everybody else knows what I'm talking about. Doesn't mean, like, Amy knows, Miriam is known, Annie is known, doesn't mean y'all going to know what's going on.
Right.
Because none of your business, technically, when we get down to that kind of stuff.
Right.
But you know what you're doing. Anything that happens to you, it's going to be something that you allowed to happen.
Right.
That you actually, and they're saying in the word, created the space for it to happen.
Okay, but I can create space for good things to happen too. So
Yeah, but you got to get rid of the bad things
I gotcha.
to create the space for the good things.
Right.
And really go into the quantum mind, okay,
Right.
and break the frequency. Things keep happening because energy is real, chakras is real, and we all work with 7 main chakras, but it's actually 8 because of the Ka's up on top.
Right.
But we have hundreds of chakras throughout our entire body, as well as through your auric field. That's why when we do energy healing or we see auras, we're clearing shit.
Right.
But the thing is your mind is so powerful. Your mind can actually physically heal your body, can actually heal people with cancer and things like that. That's why there's these miracles where people with terminal 4 cancer, all of a sudden, how did they go into regression? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But the problem is we're programmed, and people get programmed. This is what I'm going to get up in the morning. This is what I got to do every day, and your mind's programmed to it. But if you've been in traumatic situations, or you've had bad relationships, or are stuck in that mindset, a lot of people are stuck in the past. So because they're stuck in the past, even when they start, like if you were at a job you hated forever, even when you get that new job, it might be good for a couple of weeks. But unless you changed your thinking, because a lot of people will work, my other job sucked, this one's probably going to end up sucking too. This is like real layman's terms. You start actually, even though you might have been drawing in abundance, you have the electromagnetic field that you're broadcasting that's going to have you go back into that old feeling again.
Right.
So what it comes down to, people don't realize that you really have to go in and not
And
worry about the outside.
frequency.
And you
Right.
can
And say,
actually raise
mhm,
your quantum frequencies, your
right,
fields, and that helps you ascend. So you have to legitimately let go and remove the frequency of the past. That's actually what we did with the last couple journeys we were doing, to
right,
be able to remove, so you create the space to be in the now.
right,
And literally we're working on now where, okay, what is it that you want to happen in your future? Like if it's a job or a relationship.
right,
And actually list the things that are important.
right,
And then actually legitimately see yourself there.
right, right, right.
And
The
focusing on
manifesting part.
putting out that broadcast.
Right.
And legitimately that has changed people's lives. Even when you hit
Yes.
top bottom, like even if you're at rock bottom, that's great, because now you have to create that future.
Right.
Um, yes, that is why you're so sick still.
And
Miriam.
I've actually worked on people recently,
Uh-huh.
and the person had leukemia and they went into remission.
Yeah, it
So,
really works.
yeah,
And that's like I
and
said,
yeah,
yeah,
setting
if people,
the intent. Like somebody said, breast cancer. I said we don't do that.
yeah, and it's not even setting the tent, it's actually doing the work to
Yeah.
legitimately create your future in your present.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, but it means
Right.
if you keep on broadcasting that, it may take a couple of months, could take 6 months, could take a year, but you will get there. Especially with sickness, Miriam, it's going to take you a while to reverse it. We can do the work to reverse it, but that's
Right.
you really having to be willing to do what you need to do every day within your being
Right.
to
And
have the
be
sickness go away
and
and
be
be open.
aware of not drawing it back to you.
Yeah, you can't draw it back even with people around you. I mean, and then you'll realize though when you do this work, the people that are negative and vibrating on that lower frequency, all of a sudden start leaving because they can't be there.
Right.
Because your frequency is broadcasting higher.
Right.
So that's why a lot of people's lives can be, in the beginning, it could get a little bit worse before it gets better.
Right.
You know?
Right. I just want to share one story because you were talking about somebody earlier on with committing suicide or whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
ran into a person at a class.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of walked up to this railing, and a guy walked up to the railing next to me. And he said, "You really need to learn patience." And I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Here's a message from Spirit. So he starts talking to me, and somebody else came up, and he just made pretend like he never spoke to me before. They walked away, and his story was he actually died. He
Mm-hmm.
was on drugs, and he was paranoid, and he took a bunch of drugs and died for like 10, 15 minutes. They bagged him. And he said he went down to a place, and he was actually on a table, and
Mm-hmm.
he knew that it would be okay if he stayed there, but he also heard very faint voices in the distance going, "Come on, you can do this, blah blah blah, I think you're going to be fine." And he actually came back,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden he had no craving for any kind of drug, and
Mm-hmm.
he became a drug addiction counselor.
Mm-hmm.
So, these experiences happen all the time. They just don't get shared.
No, a lot of people, like I shared the thing that, guess what, guys? I went to heaven yesterday.
Yes.
I
Yes.
met my children. I spoke with them. Jesus walked with
That's,
me. I
yes, that's
actually
amazing.
and being able to see how, because we live many lifetimes. So to know that your entire soul family is there and really understand the process of where they come back to. So you cross over, you go someplace, you have a home. You
Right.
have people there that are your family that love you, but it's not just your family here. It's your entire soul family. And there's still some people that you have to actually work through the process
Right.
of helping them accept it and then crossing them back over kind of thing, because they got to come back here, which is an amazing thing. Like I loved it. I was like, this is fantastic.
It
Like,
is.
but it's also like Amy and I can both go right into a journey. I go within seconds. I'm OBE. I'm gone. So you really have to allow yourself, the ego, to drop, not overthink things, accept things how you're seeing them, allow yourself to be open. That's why with some people it's a process. It could take a couple of years, but you get there,
Right.
and you get little breakthroughs, and then you fall back again because you can't be in the world. You have to be willing to leave the world and understand we are here for the human existence, but we are not a part of this world. We're
Right.
here to experience the human existence and to live on the planet and be a part of the creation.
Right.
But this is not where our home is. This is not where any of us reside.
No, but
You know?
it's as I was talking to somebody else today, I said that being in that samadhi energy,
Yeah.
you know, and I've been in that frequency,
Yeah.
which is right before death, right?
Yep.
And it is that, you know, I had no connection to earth, to things.
No.
I could have gone either way. It would have been fine. But the
Yep.
thing we don't get there is the tactile stuff that we get here.
Yes.
The lessons that we get
Yes.
to learn here.
That's why
You know,
we're here.
the actual real heaven on earth is what this place is. You know,
Yes.
the nature, the taste, the food.
Yes.
You don't get that to
Yep.
that extreme in the next dimensions. So,
No, it's different.
you know,
You're on a different frequency.
right. So which is why people want to come back.
Somebody asked me today, I was working with somebody today, and they go, okay, is there going to be an alien invasion? What's going on with the world? And I looked at them, I said, what do you mean is there going to be an alien invasion? They're already here.
Right.
They've already been here forever.
Right.
I said, but the difference is I'm like, let's go back, you know, you know me, I go ancient Egypt,
Right.
Atlantis, the pyramids, the Mayans, all of it, you know, go on Darians and all this other stuff.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, they're already here, but the difference is some of them are just they're consciousness beings. They're higher intelligence.
Right.
You know, they're some of them don't even have bodies, but they've been here for a very long time.
Right.
There's anybody who thinks that out there, and I said, and besides the fact that the United States government has absolute 100% proof.
Right.
And it's all coming out. So now it's nothing new. This is something we've all known. But
Right.
they're not here to invade you. They're not, I mean, of course you're going to have some negative ones.
Right.
But, and some that are based more evil and that kind of thing. But that's not what's here.
Right.
They're not here to destroy us. They tried to help us. And the difference is
Right.
humans,
Right.
we rather, instead of gaining more intelligence as we progressed in the world and got technology, we kind of got a lot more stupid.
Well,
Got a lot
that's
more stupid.
the problem.
So.
And if we go down, we take the whole system with us.
Yep, exactly.
So they have a vested interest in keeping us, you know, around and helping
keeping us going, keeping the world turning.
Yeah.
Yes, but you know, also in the process of getting the technology to where we can go somewhere if we need to.
Right.
That's not for a while yet, you know. But you guys have to understand, and it's not me being doom and gloom. It's common sense.
Right.
We are in the beginning of a what do you call it? A civil war in our country. It's the very beginning. World War III. It's on the cusp, you know, and it can go either way. We need some people, not the big babies, to be it. And can it be stopped? Absolutely, it can be stopped.
Right.
But that's why we do the work that we do. But also, you have to have people that in government will turn around and do what needs to be done, and both parties, neither one can manage it right now. So there's got to be a change. So you have to work on protecting yourselves. You have to work on learning how to plant a damn garden again. You have to learn how to get water and put it away. You have to learn all those things, because the economy, this is not, don't do the roll your eyes things, I saw it. The economy is going to drop again. They're trying to make you think that there's more jobs and the economy is going up, but you're not there yet. The next 2 years are going to be fucking rough. Plain and simple. So be smart. Learn how to be self-sufficient. So, like, there's my Ashley. I said, Ashley, you got chickens, you got a lot. Guess what? When they're selling eggs for $8 and $9 a dozen again, you can go sell them for $5.
Right.
You know? And it's true. It's just you have to find a way and to be around the people that can help. You guys can take care of each other as communities.
Right.
Because government isn't going to do it.
You can also put out the energy.
Yeah, that's what we do the work for.
To the the universe to calm this down, to,
Yes.
hopefully
That's
come
why
out
we
with a
do the
better
work.
outcome.
That's why I said we do the work we do, because somebody said, well, how do we fix this? I said, honestly, how I'm fixing it, one person at a time.
Yes.
Then small groups at a time, creating
Yes.
that energy, they're changing their vibrations, rising the vibrations, letting
Right.
them tap in and learn and grow. So then they create it and they bring people in. I said it's
Right.
initially got to be done, because all the anger and that, we cannot have people out there raising their fits, threatening each other, burning each other's houses,
Right.
going after officials because they don't like says it can't. Our country's not even anything like it used to. So, I said one person at a time,
Right.
creating that vibration and the growth, and creating that in the world. I said that will change it. That's why am working so hard now. That's why you do what you do.
Yeah.
And then I really do believe there are some people that are possibly going to rise into power that are going to help things and not harm them.
Right.
But it's only if we can keep the stupidity. But the problem is I don't know if we're going to keep the stupidity out. So it might be a rough, 2 years are going to be a bitch because they're all fighting back and forth. Washington State's gas was higher than California, Amy.
Really?
Yeah, that's why don't tell me about the economic downturn, because it's there. Washington, it was in the news this weekend, their thing was higher than
Wow.
than California. And,
Wow.
the cheapest gas here right now is like $4.85 for regular.
Yeah, it's like 330 here.
Yeah, so let me tell you, if Washington's gas is up there, yep, there's Jen, she's from Washington. She goes, it is, it's so expensive. And there's Miriam,
Yeah.
she's from Washington. So you got a place in Washington, and their gas just shot up insane. Something's going on. I have another huge long story, which I'm not going to do this time. I actually did another journey. When I went to the journey, and then I said I got to go and do more work and left my kids behind saying I'm here to do work. I actually got brought down into the Titanic, and I actually spoke with the people that were in that submersible.
That was
So,
horrible, quick.
Yep. Oh, it was very quick, but I actually was there, and I got to see what the son said to his dad. They knew right before there was no pain, but he looked at it, his dad. He goes, so I guess we're going to die.
Right.
Because the sensors had gone off. They knew.
Right.
And that's what that 19-year-old said. But then the sub-commander and the diver turned around and said, well, if we're going to go, there's no better place than here. For them, it was like them going home.
Did you
because their life had
cross
been.
them?
The problem is this: the banging that was down there, like this is going to require. They don't want to go right now. The son will go, the father will go. The main diver and the head of the sub, he will not. They will not leave. They say we're home. We're with family now.
Okay.
Because when I went down in the sub and I actually got to leave that.
Right.
There were thousands of souls there.
Right.
The people from the Titanic are still there, and it's interesting. And I got to see, and for them, this is our heaven. This is where they consider everybody that was on the ship that went down with them family. It was a very interesting energy aim. I'm like, but you gotta go. And then the two said, we don't regret anything that happened. If we were gonna go, this is the place for us to go.
All right.
So they acted like they were home. The banging that they heard a couple of days later were the ghosties banging, letting them know this is where it went down.
Right.
They're down here, so that led them to it.
Right.
But it's also, honest to God, they don't want anybody going down there.
Right.
They don't want to be bothered, and that's a very dangerous area. And they honestly don't want to be bothered. And anybody that tries to remove anything from the Titanic, if anything, that's a cursed object at that point.
All
It's
right.
supposed to stay down there.
Because I've done clearing and crossing from like the Arizona.
I know that. But the thing is
for me to be down there and the way that they explained it, and it was so much like it was their form of heaven. That was their heaven kind of thing. It was so weird.
Yeah.
They weren't unhappy. It was just, it was the spirits that are down there are like, don't, why do people insist on continuing on messing with us? Just leave us be,
Yeah.
you know? And so a lot of ships that go down there, they're sooner going to be allowed to go. But then if anybody starts, thank God they didn't raise it. Thank God. Thank God they didn't raise it and they were unable to.
Right. Right. Right.
You know, but it was
Interesting.
really,
Well,
it was really interesting to be able to go there. And I was like, wow. And then I could, like, you guys are actually getting a gift by me sharing, but it's because Amy's on too. And, you know, she's my best friend. So the thing is, you know, I see all these ridiculous other psychics going on TikTok and shit, or people who think they're gifted, which we know they're not, capitalizing on what happened with the submersible. And for me, it's like, you know what? Yes, I could sit there and read Kim Kardashian, and I can read Johnny Depp and all of them, get information on there and give it. I can turn around, Tina Turner passed over. Guess what? I can have a chat with the lady.
right.
Very possible.
Right.
But I refuse to disrespect. Nobody's asking me to speak with them that is related. You guys don't count because you're not related to Tina Turner.
Right.
Okay? You don't need to speak to Elvis. You loved him, but guess what? He crossed over. Has nothing to do with you. You just loved him.
Right.
Let them rest. But these people are saying they're going on spirit boxes. I'm like, excuse my Jersey, shut the fuck up. This is such bullshit. It is so wrong. Even when the people decide to comment on Britney Spears or anything like that, I'm like, it's none of your business. You were not asked.
Right.
First of all, you're lying. The majority of them are lying. It's all fixed. The ones that aren't lying, it's like you were not asked.
Right. You know who shows up a lot? Robin Williams.
Oh,
Robin
yeah.
Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He's constantly showing up and showing up on spirit boxes and chatting, and he's around like a lot.
Yeah, and he wasn't ready to go. See, don't even start, because then they start tapping in, and it gets me all happy. This Mystic Monday's going so different.
Sorry.
But it's stories. Sometimes they need to hear the stories, and I was starting with a story, and I got that message for you, and it's important for them to understand.
Right.
You know, when I give information, it's not bullshit, it's real. I have so many people that can, you know, and you're a live version of somebody I've worked with for so long, and you understand what it is to get the answers, not listen, and then what happens, you know. He wasn't ready to go yet. It wasn't even his time to go.
Yeah, but you know what? He's so cool now. Like his mission now on the other side is to really come forth and help a lot and help people to understand.
Which was his goal anyway.
He's just been amazing. So he comes through on the regular.
Yeah.
Well, next time you go in, ask to go to the Crystal City.
Okay, I will.
And
I'll go in.
Try that. But I'm going to go to sleep because it is late here.
All right, so I'm telling you, grow up.
Yes, and I will grow up. And everybody go out and take a Reiki class and open up your minds and hearts and chakras. And,
and
you know,
Ames is on the East Coast, so anybody on the East Coast can work with Amy, and I am on the West Coast. Anybody on the West Coast can work with me. Anybody wants to set up a big weekend and it's going to pay for us to get there and pay us, we can go to wherever we need to be. Those are all things that are possible.
It would be a heck of a weekend. You would learn a lot.
Yeah.
You would learn a lot.
All right, cool.
All right. Thank you.
Love you, fierce lady.
Good seeing you.
You're welcome. You too. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Another really good person to read, and I love people who have done, and we're going to actually do some readings here because I got to see what time it is. Okay. A lot of people that, anything journey, if you can do some Native American work and that kind of stuff, you know, shamanic journeys, which I do shamanic journeys with people, if you can actually go and work with shamans themselves and do the sweat lodges and things like that. Oh my God. I mean, you guys have no idea to walk in the realms that we've walked and do the work that we've done and the people that we have worked with is just, there's a whole nother world out there that I'm trying to open you guys all up to. There really is. Mom, I got a message from your mom from you. She said tell you she's around all the time and something special on Sundays. She said, hi, sweetie, something specifically with Sunday. She goes, let her know I'm around all the time. I'm kind of off to the corner. So if it's off to my right corner, it'll be off to your left corner, like on the left side kind of thing. I would love to create maybe an event. I can do an event in a weekend, guys, in Washington, because I got a couple of you guys. I have Lucy in Washington. I have you, Miriam. I have Darlene. I have Jen. You know, so I would absolutely come up if we can schedule something and get it advertised, and I can go up there. But she said that she's always off, so it's going to be to your left. But she said especially on Sundays. What does that mean? Here we go. You missed some good stories, Mama. Oh, that would be cool. One day when I have money again. I'm scrounging. I'm living client to client. Can you come live, Mama, or no? Oh, there she is.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, I just got my kid to bed.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You tired?
Always. I'm always tired.
You're exhausted. You need to allow yourself to rejuvenate. Yeah, your mom, as soon as you tapped in, all I heard her basically say very out loud to make a point it was her was, tell her I'm always with her, and I felt her in the corner up here, like here to my right. And I'm thinking, well, if that's my right, that means you're kind of off to her left then. So hangs out on your left side, and she said, especially Sundays. What's the deal with Sundays?
I don't know.
What's going on this Sundays? She said, especially Sundays on there.
Especially Sunday.
So,
yeah. No, I mean, we didn't have anything with Sundays.
yeah, no, she said, especially Sundays. Now, it doesn't have to be with you guys on Sundays. So you should be able to really feel her and tap in her energy. And
Ooh.
I think especially this Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So just so you know. Just so you know.
Thank you.
Which is a good thing. How's my future leader of the world doing? Is he good? How's he feeling?
He's good. He's real good. He's actually at a camp this week, a sleepaway camp.
Wow.
I know. I hate it.
He loves it.
I know.
Actually, he misses home, though. He loves it, but he does miss being home. He does.
I know.
Don't let him front. He does.
No.
Because when I said that, he loves it, but I'm like, so if you guys, hold on a second, if you guys want me to do the quantum series on Thursdays, I can do Thursdays, or we could schedule for a Tuesday or Wednesday. I absolutely can do it next Thursday, so you know. But we need to pick the day. So do you have any questions for me? And how's my little hurricane?
She's still a hurricane, but she's doing good. She's
always gonna.
Yeah. She was at camp. She's doing good. I have a question. I am thinking we just got back from the forest on Friday. You remember?
Then I am going to respond to your thing. I was actually looking up some things I wanted to make sure on that crystal. I don't think it's just a regular crystal, but I'm looking it up. So,
yeah.
To see it.
I looked it up and I think it's a zebra calcite, which is really interesting. It was in my mom's things.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, it's a calcite, but I didn't get the one, so I was actually going to look it up a little bit and go through the crystals I have and see if I had anything that was similar to it. Because calcite can always look like something different. Why are you fascinated with this lady's face? Because she's connected to being one of the people of the seasons. That's her history. I still have to find the story, the reading I wrote you and your mom and send it to you.
I know.
Your connection. I still need to. I have to find it and send it. But yeah, her mother and her grandmother. I don't know if I can't remember if your aunt was in there.
It wasn't.
It was definitely you, your mom, and your grandmother are part of the people that usher through the seasons, the solstices and stuff. Very magical being.
Also, it was like justice and
Yeah.
and like the peacemaker, like my mom was like
Yeah.
the peacemaker.
Yeah, but there was the whole thing in that thing. So the goddesses that they came in out, and that's why they're actually there. You start looking at another extremely magical being, but her mother was just phenomenal. But she's waiting for everybody else.
I
She's
know.
not moving anywhere. But they've been here. They've been on this in this place called Earth for many lifetimes. So we will do that another day with the seasons. We'll go through the seasons and stuff. But so what was your question?
Well, we went up to the forest and we did our thing, and I did the whole summer, solstice tea, and I did all the things I had the
Oh, you
kids
did the tea I sent you? Okay,
did.
cool.
And we used roses to capture some of the ashes to put in the river for my mom,
Mhm.
that part of this.
Mhm.
And I was able to get about half of them distributed, and not necessarily in places I would have thought, because a lot
Mhm.
of the forest is still closed down because of the storms. It was really hard to get up there.
Yeah.
Bridges got washed out, but they've been rebuilt, but it's still like a lot of the
Yeah.
trees. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I feel good about it. Like, I think that I did everything that I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But, just, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just looking for reassurance. Like, if there's anything I was missing, that was,
Okay.
nah.
When you do that, your mother, I love when she comes through. She basically said, "Why don't be so hard on yourself. Nothing in death is perfect."
Like her.
You're a perfectionist. You have to have everything right. She goes, "Nothing is death is perfect. Everything was done the way she would have wanted it to be done, the way it needed it to be done." And she felt every bit of the love with it. And she's happy because she's in the forest. Like her, that was her place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's a special place. Like she does expect you to go back and visit there. She's with you because she said her spirit's with you because
Yeah,
spirits bounce.
I
They
do.
do.
Mm-hmm.
But but she does expect to be celebrated at least once a year. So pick your day. Summer solstice is a nice time. If you could continue to do summer solstice, do the tea,
Yeah.
you know, um,
It felt,
then that would be
yeah,
amazing.
it felt right. It felt really, I don't know. It just felt correct. I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Listen, Ivy's crushing on you. She said uh, she says, for some reason, what was it? Why am I fascinated with this lady's face? I love her structure for some reason because she's gorgeous,
Oh,
number one.
thank you.
And then she goes, yes, she looks magical to me.
Thanks.
See, I know her so well, and I'm like, listen, you're looking tired. What's going on with your energy?
I'm tired. It's kind of weird. I did feel especially tired. My family has a cold right now, so I'm hoping I don't get it, but
Yellow Wolf says you're gorgeous.
oh,
A lot of people crushing on you today.
I need it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. One more thing,
Yeah.
just regarding the whole force thing.
Yeah.
My so my other concern was that, my brother wasn't there. My brother has never been doing well ever. My brother couldn't even say goodbye to my mom. Like he can't show up for anything because he's an alcoholic, but that's a whole different thing. But
It's just he's very selfish.
he
And
is,
he's ashamed. He's ashamed. Just so you know, he is ashamed. And he's not so much guilty.
no,
He's ashamed.
yeah, yeah. I just felt bad. I kind of like the whole time I was just thinking, I know I'm doing everything that I should be doing, and I know this is just for my mom, but I guess I just keep holding out hope that like somebody else in the family, like her son, for instance, might show up.
And then even when you said that, she's like, there's nothing you can do for
I
him.
know.
Let go.
Yeah.
She's good with it. She did all she could while she was here above and beyond, even when she was sick.
I know.
She's like, if he comes around, great, be there. But don't bang your head against the wall, and don't expect him to be able to show up for me ever, because he hasn't been able to show up for himself. So ultimately, she's like, he's not even showing up for himself the way he's living his life. He's not like living a conscious life.
I know. Okay.
So,
Right.
you remember that friend you asked me about
Yeah,
that disappeared? He is gone.
he is. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you that time? I was trying to get into the hotel when I was visiting my mom one time, and his picture showed. I probably didn't tell you this. His picture showed
No.
up. So the hotel door is locked because it's not the best area. And I got out of the car and I had my luggage and it was late. And I was trying to get in the hotel and the door was locked. And I was like, oh my God. And I turned around and I ran back to the car because there was like some houseless people walking around and
Mm-hmm.
they had some mental health issues. And so I was trying to protect myself, basically. So I got back in the car and finally the door opened to the hotel. Somebody came and I went to the door. And as soon as I got in the hotel, pictures of my friend came up as like, you know how if you have an iPhone, they
Yeah.
makes little,
Memories.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just him, just an album of him. And in the background was like a silly version, which made total sense, of I Say a Little Prayer for You.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, he's dead.
And I know I hadn't, I had meant to, but the last time you posted pictures of him, because you posted him,
Yeah, I do.
and I was like, and then I tapped in, I'm like, you're gone. You're gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I never got to tell you, and now that I got to speak to you, he is gone. So, but he gave you that message, so you already heard from him as well. So I just kind of confirmed what he had done with your phone,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. It's not a cool thing, but it's time to let go of the thought that he's coming home.
Yeah. Yeah. I have.
You have to start focusing on yourself, lady. It's time.
I know. Damn it.
Oh my God! Imagine if you did that.
My God. I know.
And when he plays up here again, you need to let me know when your son's playing so I can come watch him play.
Oh, okay.
When he's in San Diego or LA, I would love to come because I know that kid's going somewhere.
He's always.
And no, he's going somewhere. He's in his life. He's a magnificent child. He really is. Young man. Not even a child, but your baby is going to go. He's going to go far, but he's going to help people too, which is even more magnificent.
Oh, that's good.
Once the little one decides, the other one's going to really leave her mark on the world once she decides what she wants to go. And as long as everybody learns, just do what I tell you to do, and we're all going to be good. Because if you don't do what I tell you to do, there's going to be hell to pay. I mean, she's fierce. That is just...
Boss.
We're going to work on sending you extra protection to survive her teenage years.
So much because that girl, I feel those
She's
hormones
so smart.
on. She's 7. I'm so scared.
Yeah, but don't be scared of it. It's just, got to ride the wave.
Elena.
You're not going to be able to box her in. You can't box her in. I'm telling you right now, if you try to box her in, which you haven't, we've already talked about this. Can't box her in. You can't put a chain on her. You can add a leash because she needs one, but a long leash to where she thinks she doesn't have a leash.
I know. We're both Leos too.
Yeah.
And my and I, we're both Leos also. It's not.
What's little man?
She's July 31st.
No, what's your son?
Oh, he's a Scorpio, October 25th.
Really? So he's kind of just as Libra kind of left.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's Scorpio.
All the way through. It'd be interesting to see what his moon is.
I know. Oh, his moon is.
What's his moon?
Oh, he has a Capricorn ascendant. I checked his moon and now I can't remember. I want to say it's like a.
Wow, Capricorn ascendant. Huh?
It's intense. I want to say his moon is an earth sign, like a Taurus or something. He's really like,
He's not a Cancer?
no, I'm a Cancer moon, and so is Maya.
Yeah. Because I know I have can't feeling Cancer around there, but Taurus maybe, but I don't know if he's.
Remember, it might not be, but Capricorn ascendant for sure.
That's powerful. Capricorn ascendant kind of overpower. It kind of helps out with some of the Scorpio.
You know, Maya's ascendant is Gemini.
Oh God! All right, I love her, but she's gonna be such a bitch. Geminis are hard. Geminis are. They're moody. That's why she's your hurricane. It's the Gemini in her.
Yeah, I'm switching it. I think her moon is Gemini, and I want to say her ascendant is Cancer. Maybe that's what you're feeling. Anyways, I'm screwed.
No, Gemini. No, Cancer. They're a specific way. That's where she gets a lot of her love from, is the Cancer. It really is, believe it or not, although they have their issues. The problem with Gemini energy, they're amazing, but they cannot stay, if they're not interested in it, Geminis can't stay focused. They get bored. They change their mind. They do like to be the center of the attention, because that's the smartest sign in the astrology. Out of all the signs, they're the most intelligent, the highest of intelligence. And the problem with her is she is so smart. We know she's not from here. She's a little hurricane, but having that Leo and that performing part and the artistic part and being that loving Leo that can be a little bit crazy, having that Cancer in there, which kind of the Cancer probably balances the two a little bit. Mm-hmm. But Gemini, you know, if they get bored, you got to switch it immediately. Otherwise, shit happens. Remember how we always said you had to keep her engaged? Like, they need to ask her to help. Yeah. They have to, and now I understand why. It's that Gemini in her. She's smart as hell. They don't understand her. They're not getting. They don't even get that she sees shit, because your daughter sees things.
Oh, yeah.
And she likes to help. She likes to be engaged. If you try to put her at a table and just hand her a paper, it's like, okay, I'll get it done, but I'm bored.
She's bored in 5 seconds.
You know, but once she finds, that's why I said, if you just learn how to direct that energy, you know, like a train, all of a sudden you change the track on them so they go the other way. If you could just direct her, you're never going to be able to control her. It'll never happen.
No, I gave it.
Once she finds what she's passionate about, nothing will stop her. Once she gets into high school and finds her thing, she's going to be uber focused. She is going through school, just so you know. But she's going to be okay. You just got to get her through now in the beginning part of high school, and then she's going to find her direction, and she's going to be just fine. She's going to be extremely independent.
I know.
You know, extremely. But they're always going to be with you. They love you. You have that connection with them and fostered it. But so what I see for her now, even when I tap into it going towards the end of high school, like junior, senior year, she's really going to find her direction, and then she's actually going to calm down a little bit. But that's only because she found her focus.
Just many, many years to go.
I know. Oh my God, there's Land.
I know, I saw him.
Hey, Land. I don't know if he's still on, but I'm going to wave to him.
I know.
I was actually gonna be like, I need to talk to you about Land, because I had gotten something on him, and I was going to be like, okay, what's going on with Land? Have you talked to him? And it's so funny because he's on here now.
That's interesting.
So nothing. Yeah. So, and it's funny. And then he jumped on. I haven't seen him in forever. I miss him. I love Land's energy. I miss Roz. I do. COVID was such a bitch.
Oh my.
I do miss him fierce though.
I know.
Yeah.
They helped us out.
But yeah. Yeah. So hopefully they'll find a new home for everything. All right. So when you're up here, let me know. I want to come see your kid play.
Okay.
I want to be able to look up at him.
You will. You will.
I know, because he's good. I'll never forget the most amazing thing, because you knew I owned my own gym. So I was training some clients, and they gave me courtside seats to the Lakers.
Ooh.
I had never realized how tall they were. So I remember I was courtside, and I was amazed. I was like 19, and I was amazed at how fast they were and agile and how tall. So I remember they just standing by the team, because we were by the team, and I remember just looking up like that, and I'm going, oh my God. And then from that moment, I'm obsessed with tall people. I'm just obsessed with height. I'm just like, it's amazing how
When in
tall they are, how agile, how fast.
Elena,
You know,
13, he's 6'2".
I know.
I'm so scared.
He's gonna tell you. Why? Stop saying you're so scared of it.
No, I mean that in a positive. For him, I mean that in a
I know.
positive way.
I know you do. How's his knee? How's his knee?
It's good.
Good.
It's better.
Good.
He's a really good strength trainer. His strength trainer is
Mhm.
actually super spiritual and
Good.
super.
It's fantastic.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
Hmm.
And so sometimes it's a little out of the box for my kid, who's like, "The hell are you talking about?" But he's like, "I think I'm going to come visit you tonight to help heal your knee." You think I'm kidding, but I'm serious. And Andre's like, "Okay."
Okay, here we go. And you're like, just let him do it. You're like, yeah, this is right up my alley. If you want to get that energy over here, we are
I
good.
know.
Which is great.
Come to our house.
All right, cool. All right, I'm kicking you off. I love you, Fierce.
Thank you.
You did good, though. She's with you. Just pay attention on Sunday.
I will. That's interesting. Okay, cool.
All
Thank
right,
you.
I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Love you, Mama. Okay, let me see if I can give some quickies. Who we got on here? Okay. How you doing, Michelle? Are you okay? Austin. Okay, I'm going to tell you something very important about Austin. Austin is low key in love with you. And I'm going to say right now, it's the idea of you because Austin pulled the shit that Austin did, okay, and didn't allow the time to really get to know you. The reason why he's posting the things he's posting, the reason why he's sending the reels, is because he really does want you back. But he doesn't know how to fix what he broke. Okay. Did he? Yeah, Land ran away. That's okay. He probably just jumped in to see what was going on and then left. You know, I haven't talked to Land in a minute. So that's what you're getting on him. And like I said, when you go through the layers of that onion, because we're going to call him an onion, you know, of course, because that's an addiction. That's the life he was living. He does want to transition. He does want to eventually have a family. He does want to be with somebody that's the perfect girl for him, that'll travel, that's into photography, that likes having a good time, that you know, the good girl and the party girl, both at the time, because you know you like having a good time, but you're very monogamous. You're not into dating a bunch of people. So you were something different that he was never really used to. And like I said, the fact that he has his roommate, wants him to go out all the time, wants to bring him as his wingman and all that other shit, it's hard. So it's going to be amazing when he moves out. So if he chooses to, he could change where he needs to change enough to maybe at least get to know you better, if that's what you eventually decided. But he has a long way to go. You know, and it doesn't matter, you know, I tell you, all the backups that these people have, and a lot of kids, you know, and still at 30, you know, he hasn't quite grown, I don't know how old he is, but he hasn't quite grown up yet. You know, it's a kind of addiction kind of thing, and making him feel special. Okay. Just allow yourself, ain't nobody got time. I know, Mom. But that's why he's doing what he's doing. It's like he's trying to say, remember me, we had such a good time, we had a connection, that kind of thing. So he's on his way to growing up, but he's at the age when they start growing up a little bit. So, you know, he's trying to remind you and trying to get you hooked again, and you just have no patience for it, you know, and he doesn't have balls enough to even give you a call and apologize for making you feel the way he did, and for doing what he did, and making you feel like he was just full of shit. You know, that was an important thing you went through with him. especially for you personally and what it did for you personally. I was very proud of you. All right. Ivy, ask your question. Because tonight was like story time. It was different, but they were fun stories, but they were so important for you guys to, all right, got like a little bit more time. I just looked at my clock. It was important for you to know that there is another side, and I can get you over there if you wanted to. Spirit said yours is a pain in the ass, Ivy. Ask a question. Giving you an opportunity. We need quickies here. Got some quickies we got to do. Hate being fast food, but I don't got a lot of time, and there was a lot of. I think the experiences I talked to you guys about were important for you to see. And Jenna, they just said you're going to get the new job. By the way. By the way. I'm going to switch it to a new job, that you're going to get a new job, but they said you're going to get the new job. That's what I heard in my right ear, just so you know, and that was random. I present again to the CEO on Wednesday. Cool. Cool. I will be no more, Jacqueline, I will know more about July as soon as I do the full moon work this week. And is it going to be a struggle when I tap into you? Prepare yourself. They said you're going to get the job, Jenna, and I wanted to switch it to a job, that you're going to get a job, a new job. But you are going to get the job. Let's just put it that way. Where was I? I was with Jacqueline. Jacqueline, July's going to be, you got to prepare yourself. It's going to be okay. July's going to be a little bit more of a struggle for you. But you just got to hang in there and push through. You got to keep reminding yourself of who you are and what's going on, the direction you want to go in. And you're going to be okay. But it's going to take a little bit of work, and it's going to take a little bit of you just saying, not allowing it to bug you. Let's just put it that way. But you're going to be okay. But just stabilize your energy and prepare for everything that comes, and just handle things one thing at a time. Okay? I get that September is going to be great for you, by the way. It's going to start getting a little bit better in August for you. But I get that you're going to have a good shift in September, which is nice. Moved, yes. How funny. All I know is they said that you were going to get the job. And that was random because you didn't even ask me that question. Good, I like to see that. Okay. I'm just going through. I'm going through. You're welcome. And you know, if you need to do a session, I'm here. Job, career-wise. When I hear career-wise, am I going the right direction? I get from them where they say, you have the right idea, but you need to adjust a couple of things. So you have the right idea, the direction that you're going, but you need to make some adjustments and changes to it. So that's what I get for you as far as career. It's going to take you looking about like 3 more months, Ivy, but you really got to really focus. You're welcome, Jenna. You got that because I was stressing. I had no idea you were stressing over the job thing, just so you know. So that is something that spirit knew that you needed. And yeah, you have to really, you would really benefit from doing a life path session, because to work through some things in your personal life, but also career-wise, and setting up the plan of what you need to do and what direction you should be looking at and going in. If you really start focusing, though, you're going to have more direction and be really on track, within like 3 months, which is huge. But you can't keep spinning your wheels or staying stuck. I know you're trying. I know. So really focus on the things that you want to do and that make you happy. They're saying focus on the things that you want to do, but the things that also make you happy, because then you'll want to do them, they're saying, and that you will stick to it. So they said you will stick through it. Your brother, Tyler, he'll be okay for a little bit wiser. He'll be okay there for a little bit a while, but I get that he's going to get bored. So ultimately, I think he will end up transferring to another occasion. So it's more of a stepping stone for him with Tyler, Jen. It's more of a stepping stone. Will he be fulfilled? He's good with work. He's good with his work, but I think that they said he's going to be a little bored. A little bored. So, okay, I'm going back. Okay, who else do I have on here that I haven't hit? Verlinda. Can you guys see me when I do that, when I go to see what's on here? Verlinda. What's going on now? I just lost what I got for you. Now I got to get it back. Yeah, your brother. I thought you meant your brother. I tapped into your brother. Sorry. I'm thinking automatically because I think you had mentioned something, and I tapped into your brother. I wasn't even connecting the Tyler. But your brother is getting bored. So there's going to be, eventually he's going to be a move. So, Verlinda. Ask me a question, I'll tell you no lies, Verlinda. Let's go. I know I'm going to get to do a session here with you, I think, within the next couple weeks, which I'm really excited about. And this is going to sound really odd to you, Verlinda, but when I tap into your energy, they kind of fast forward me for you for the 15 years ahead, and they showed me 15 years she's going to be sitting pretty, you're going to be just fine, which is really interesting. I don't know if you're thinking about your future. I don't know but the next 15 years is going to end up being very good for you. And how old are you now? If you don't mind me asking. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I'm sorry, that just kind of makes me giggle. So. What the problem is not your boyfriend. We're talking about marriage. All right, so in 15 years, you're going to be sitting pretty and happy. So 15 years, the next 15 years are going to be good for you, okay? You're going to hit some bumps over the next few months, but it's going to get better and better. But you kind of have to decide you're going to be sitting pretty. 15 years. They said 15 years. She's going to be happy. So that's really cool that I got the hiccups, that they fast forward me 15 years ahead. And what's hysterical is that's just so random. Like, why are you, because it's like when I saw your name and saw you were sitting on, I'm like, what's going on with you? What are you so damn worried about? It's going to be, why are you getting so hung up? That's what I got with that. And then when I tap into your boyfriend, the problem is not necessarily with him, it's with you. You have to get over what's holding you back. You know, you have to come to terms and really face what's holding you back and let go of it and follow through with what it is you want to follow through with. And it's okay for you to voice your opinion, and it's okay for you to ask questions that you need to be answered. But you have to decide what it is you really want, because it's coming to the point where it's coming time for you to decide, and you need to be okay with that too, you know. But there's just something that's holding you back. Of course it is. You know, if there's something we need to do, you know, we can really focus on what your session is. You really need to decide what session. You know, me seeing that there's things that are holding you back, keeping you stuck, energies you're not letting go of. You know, you may want to look into a soul retrieval, or even, usually a soul retrieval covers a lot, but if it's you taking your power back, actually being able to face off with psychic vampires and people that are causing you harm, that you feel might be causing you harm. Like a lot of people feel like, I just can't get out of this rut, this and that. I think a soul retrieval would be better for you, but you can do that. It's not you being more solid. It's you choosing to be. It's you choosing to let go of the past. It's you choosing to change your frequency and focusing on the now and allowing the future to become. It's you seeing really truthfully what you want over the next 15 years. I'm giving you 15 years, and seeing what that looks like and focusing about what you need to do to draw that in. And some of that is that, and that's exactly what you need to do, is go with the flow. But you need to let go of some of them ghosts that are haunting you, lady. Does that make sense to you, what I said? Just out of curiosity. Dreams are going to be really vivid right now. If you guys really tap into your dreams and open up and allow yourself to dream, they'll be vivid. Joss, are you still here? Is Joss still here? Did Joss leave me? Crap. I'm going to say it and then tell him to listen to it, because I don't want to forget. I wanted Joss to remember that. Keep doing what he's doing. To allow he created the energy flow and did exactly everything that I told him to do. And it worked. That not to get too excited too quickly. Not to, you know, he's got a little bit more control now over the same thing, so. And then things will work out for him. So I'm glad it does. I think some of this crud, life crud and past life crud. Yeah, but if with what you're dealing with it, I think you need to do the soul retrieval first, because we need to handle the past life stuff or the current life stuff, and call in those pieces that we're taking with you, because it's soul fragmentation of the traumas you've gone through your life or situations that happened to you that weren't the best, okay? And trauma doesn't necessarily mean somebody that was molested, or somebody that, you know, was bullied in school. Could have been sickness. It could have been, you know, something that happened with your family. I mean, trauma is trauma, but it comes in so many different forms. So what you want to do, what we have to do with a lot of people, I don't let them do the past life first, because we got to handle this life first. So what we do is we do the soul retrieval, and then, hey Angela, how are you, sweetheart? We do the soul retrieval, and once we go through that, and you've dealt with that, then you're in a better place to go into the past life, the past lives. And when you do your first past life, because people do multiple, I have people that do multiples depending on how many lives they've been here. So when you do your past lives, we go into the past life, okay? And what happens is the spirit brings you to the 3 past lives that are most relevant to make you understand things about your life now, and to make you say, oh, that was a past life thing. I got you. No, I know. So you need to do a soul retrieval first. And then, so they kind of let you know who you was or show you what is coming for you. I mean, past lives are amazing, but we need to work through, for you, the soul retrieval first and then do a past life. And what's cool is we do 3 past lives. I have people that get excited or really want to know more about another life, so then I'll create a journey that we go really more in depth in specific lifetimes, or people will do the first 3, figure out what was most relevant with their life now and what's going on and what might be holding them back and things like that, or sicknesses they may have, mental issues that they may have that nobody understands they have. And by going through that first, then they realize, oh, and they come back and realize, okay, I don't no longer have that condition, because they realize it was from a past life. Or people that, believe it or not, have had asthma and for years, and go do a past life, found out that they died in a fire or they drowned and it was smoke inhalation. And then all of a sudden, they stopped needing the inhalers so much. So it's amazing when you look into a past life how it can help this life. And they have people that go through, they go through other lifetimes. Okay, we went 3, I want to go through some more doors. I want to go through some more doors, and we go through so much doors. So it's really cool. It's going on a magic carpet ride. So I'm looking forward to working with you. Now, the soul retrieval is work, but you will feel so much better, so much freer, and I think that might help loosen you up about getting married again. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking it's going to be kind of the best thing for you, just because it's all about truth. Okay, guys. You guys are amazing. I love you fierce. I'll do more quickies. We'll do rapid fire readings next week if you want to. Rapid fire, which means like one question. Let's handle a question. Let's handle a question. Or we'll do some past life stuff. How many lifetimes with the pendulum where we play a little bit, if you want. So we'll look into that. Please book your sessions. I will be doing a full moon live soon. So I'm going to be doing the work on that. So definitely direct message me or go to the website, www.oneheartonespirit.com. Let's get those sessions booked. And the coolest thing is I finally figured out how to connect a calendar so you guys can book times that you want according to your session. So understand when you book the tight. Oh, I'm glad. You're welcome. I hope that word made sense to you. So when you put it in, what's that's going to do is going to show me of course you can do local. You can book online. If you guys direct message me, and you go through Zelle, you actually save a little bit money because it avoids the fees that happen with the online website and online payment system. So you do get a little bit of a savings, but you can also, and of course we can do it in person, whatever you're doing. Not a problem. And if you're sort of local, you can either come to me, and if you're not too far, I can come to you. I do that too. So it just depends how far you are. Oh, thank you. I had to have the feeling, the whole stars thing, the whole feeling. Oh, you are so close to me. Uber close. Uber close. So that's amazing. You can actually do a lot of in-person work, which is fantastic. But yeah, just message me. So you guys direct message me. You can get the sessions booked right online now. And then I'll confirm the appointment time. If I have another session that's booked, I'll let you know, okay, I'm booked this time. And then, but, I'm going to try to get you guys in because I couldn't figure out how to block out things yet. I'm not that good when it comes to, well, I thought it would make sense. That's what Spirit said. Oh, please book soon. I miss you too. I put in some good words with you for your aunt, just so you know, Angela. Just so you know. Hello to your son. Give him a hi. Yes, you could come see me in September. 100%. How could you even ask such a question? I have so many people that are up in your area too. We might be able to set something up, and I can make a trip up there, which would be so much fun. Guys, remember, if you want me in your area, if we work together and set up an event, and set up, some sessions and readings and stuff, and maybe a Reiki certification, that you're definitely one. I'm Miss Nosy. Just put a good in word for you, just so you know, for what you want to do, just so you know. I'll definitely come up there. If I have work and it makes sense for me to travel, I actually will travel all over the country and all over the world, and I go to different places too. Before COVID happened, things are just starting to get going, but I would do events and certifications and things in different places where I would go and spend anywhere from a week to a weekend, depending on what the event was or the retreat kind of thing was. So told her, give you the chance and the opportunity, Miss Ma'am. That's what I told her. Love you fierce. Definitely book soon. So definitely you guys book your sessions. Let's get it done. And then, all right. I'm doing this for your son because the babies always take precedent over everybody. And then I do have to go.
All right.
Where are you? Oh my goodness. I am so excited because I get to see all the babies today. I saw a cat's babies. What is your name? What's his name?
Uh-oh. He was so insistent on saying hi. He kept going like
Okay.
this. And he said,
Okay. I
I'm
didn't
saying
see any
hi.
thought.
I said, well, his
Your Aunt
name's Vincent.
Marla.
Come on, kiddo.
Vincent. Vinny.
Come here.
Oh, that's
You
right.
wanted
I'm not
to
allowed
say
to call
hi,
him Vinny.
Vin.
I'm supposed to call him Vincent, right? He likes Vincent. Sorry. Vincent, how are you?
Come here. Come here. You said you wanted to say hi. Come here and say hi. She's a
I'm
live
real.
person. Come here. Come here. You can say hi. Don't be
It's
shy
okay.
now. You insisted.
You know he sees angels,
Hmm?
right?
I
Ask him.
had a feeling, yeah. My mom
Ask him
kind of
how his
says
angels are
that a
doing. He
lot.
hangs out with Michael.
Hmm?
They got us back. Tell him I know.
Well, he has an imaginary
No,
sister named
you see,
Zoe.
he
It was such a
has. Well,
random
that's
name.
probably somebody that's connected to him.
It starts with a C.
It starts with a C.
Zoe with a
Is it
C.
Zoe or Chloe? Got you.
So
And you see angels too, Vincent. You see angels, huh?
You see angels?
Yeah, you do.
No.
Yeah, you do. You got Michael with you. And that could be, you know what? Michael could be coming in as a girl, a young girl. Yeah, yeah,
Is Zoe real to you?
yeah.
She's not just your imaginary
Yeah.
sister? You really see her?
How
Oh.
cool. I love little kids. They're open to everything. They see so much. Don't program him, please. Please let him develop. Please let him work with him on angels and let him know he's not crazy and crystals and please, please.
No, I
They're the only ones that can
definitely
save
do.
us.
He's told me once where
Yeah,
he's told me he's seen his
he sees. Yeah,
grandparents or
he
great
sees them.
grandparents.
Michael, his
He
angels
said, "Oh,
definitely.
there's
Yeah,
Papa and Grandma Genevieve
I do get
out the
that
window."
the Zoe is a real like Zoe is Zoe. Okay. Or Chloe, or
Just thought
Chloe,
because it was
or
such a
Chloe.
random.
He might be seeing because he says C, so he might be getting the, but he
Yeah.
definitely has his archangel is Michael. That's his dude. So whenever he gets in trouble, he'll keep him safe. Very cool. Tell him I said thank you very much, Vincent, for saying hi to me. He's precious. He is. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. You want to say bye real quick?
Yeah, I gotta
She's gonna
go.
go
I got a
off.
jet.
Yeah.
Bye, little man. Thank you so much. The babies, I love them. The babies are the things that are
All
actually going to
right.
save all of our asses. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, Vincent. So sorry.
never,
Apologize.
never,
Never?
never.
Okay. All right.
Never apologize. Is that what you're telling her?
How funny.
Never apologize.
Get him a salt lamp
Okay.
for his room.
Oh, well, he sleeps in my
Okay.
room, and I have
Yeah. Yeah.
Himalayan.
Because it
salt
actually
lamp.
helps him.
Actually, Oh, just that I'm gonna sleep in my own
Okay.
room.
Okay.
We'll get your room all set up, the crystals and stuff. But yeah, definitely a salt lamp actually really, really, really helps. Helps him with his well, I guess with his
Okay.
sinuses and everything, like allergies and all that kind of stuff. It really helps him. So salt lamps they calm you down. They put more
Oh.
oxygen. They help with allergies. They get all the dust out of the air. You know, when you first put a salt lamp into your house, all of a sudden sometimes you'll see a whole bunch of dust and go, where the hell did that come from? It's because it legitimately drops it out of the air and you have to vacuum it up. Besides, it
Oh,
also
that's
calms
interesting.
them down, helps them sleep. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed when I put it
awesome.
on,
Yeah.
he's able to just go sleep. And it's funny that you mentioned that because he's been having
Yeah.
like asthmatic
So the
issues
salt lamps,
recently.
that is interesting because they said he needs a salt, so salt lamps will help him huge. You know, so, and then plus it'll make your whole
Okay.
house, if you have one in your bedroom, you have one in his and put one in your living room, it'll be like,
Hmm.
well, it's kind of setting up your house where people come in and there's just calm. Then if you add a little bit of
Oh, that
frankincense
I.
and myrrh with a little bit of amber oil and you burn that, it's not a candle, so there's no smoke. Not only does it bring protection into your home, it clears all of and opens your chakras, and it makes people feel like they are getting a big hug. So, which is good.
Hmm. That's what I want.
Also, for some people, it also can raise your libido. Just so you know. So you have a little bit of frankincense, myrrh, and amber. I make soap and candles, but I make soap, and people all of a sudden will use the soap. We call it sex soap, and they'll go to like Walmart. They're like, why are all these people coming closer to me? I'm like, it's because of the soap. So where,
Well, you told me he's a
huh?
pain in the ass, though. I
He
said you
has
told
been
me
a
he's
pain
a
in the
pain in the
ass
ass, though.
lately. Talking about some people that need to grow up, he's one of them. Dude, he needs to come to
Yeah.
terms with some shit. You get that feeling when I burn the
Tell me
amber
about it.
can, but burn. Oh, Jen's got some of my candles where amber has some of that in there too. Amber is a big amber.
Oh.
That's my favorite. There's the frankincense, myrrh, and amber. Yep, she has some of my. In fact, I've been burning Love's Call, Jen, lately, and Aphrodite's Fire. I love Aphrodite's Fire. That's really a sex. That's really a sex candle, Aphrodite's Fire. But yeah, but all those things work. Yeah, he has to come to terms with them. Some things he needs to accept. Some things he needs to get over. Some things and he needs to grow up. It's time. Because
Yeah.
I get your
Preaching to the
patience. I
choir.
think the next 3 months are going to be huge. But I think you're going to be making. There's going to be a shift for you in September or what do you call it? October, where there's going to be a huge shift. It's like almost like you're like going to be putting your foot down, making decisions, um, which is a good thing. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
so. All right, cool.
Well,
Thank
it's
you. You
definitely.
look how you just snuck in something. You just snuck in a little mini reading. Look at that.
I did.
No, no.
It means
Listen, when it
my
comes to babies,
son. My son.
got to see my 4 babies in Virginia Beach that Kat have, her little man, the baby, and her son, and I got to see her newborn. You know, I got to see your baby today. So when it comes to babies, babies rule, plain and simple. They do.
Yeah. He feels
Yeah.
connected to you
Well,
now
it's because he is connected.
because he doesn't
And how old is he?
do that. He's
Yeah,
4.5.
he's
Yeah, he'll be 5 in
very sweet. Very
August.
sweet.
So
So, all right, cool. You're welcome. All
thank
right,
you.
thank you for coming on. Thank you for
I
introducing me
appreciate
to your child, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
it.
All right?
All right.
All right, bye.
Thank you. All right.
All right, guys, gonna jet www.oneheartonespirit.com. Let's get the sessions booked. If you use Zelle, that's like paying cash. You get a little bit of a discount, or you can just go right through the website and you can actually book the time you're interested in getting now, and then I'll confirm. Or if I have to adjust a little bit, we'll work through there. So I love you guys fierce. I will talk to you soon, okay? And you have a great evening. Bye.